Give me a hell yeah.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know. Deuce and Mo.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know.
Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, it's my favorite show. Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, big hopes and dreams as we cover our kings. Never cover the kingdom, but we loving our kings. And we covered your prayers as we doing our thing. Big Deuce with the par, Lil Mo on the screen. Solo or together, still do it for team. Never switch up for $1 or revenue stream. So we always got each other, balance out the beam. Deuce and Mo, and that's the end of the theme song. Do it for Deuce and Mo.
We are live!
Fire the laser!
Oh, better late than never. We gotta fix the camera because Morgan must have been in here doing some stuff, huh?
Yeah, I had some WebEx.
How are we doing? Late night chat, baby.
What up, Deuce?
What up?
Hey, Morgan.
Hi.
I'm rooting for y'all.
Thank you.
Let's go, Kings.
No weather is going to be turning off this jacket because it's battery operated and I've got batteries galore. Power goes out, this jacket stays lit.
I was going to say knock on wood, but you have a point there. It will remain lit.
Okay, we'll turn off the lights.
Thank
It's kind of awkward, I must admit. Thank you. Although, God, maybe... Should I start wearing this jacket to bring it?
Nope.
Jacket to games?
No.
One
Remember,
game this year. Can I wear it to one game?
So
Not
there's
lit.
professional
No,
and
no.
unprofessional.
Okay. What, are you going to go there?
No. Hey, no.
You're going to go there.
Stay professional.
Appreciate you guys being here tonight. I feel like the light looks weird. Is it my eyes getting adjusted?
It could be your eyes getting adjusted.
That's my eyes for sure.
Okay.
Let me take this jacket off. Whew.
Who is this guy,
I
huh?
know.
Who is it? You can't take him anywhere, huh? Old person joke.
So happy Monday. I appreciate you guys being here. So our schedule's been all over the place. We were in Stockton for a G League game that was scheduled the same time as the Kings game. So initially we were like, hey, we need to do this podcast the next morning. But as the day went on, Morgan's like, can can we just fit it in tonight? Can we just do the podcast tonight? I'm like, well, okay, we have to go back and watch what we missed. So we got back to Sacramento 9:45-ish.
Yeah.
And we just got done finishing up the game.
Think about it. Go through commercials,
Oh, yeah.
free throws, don't need to see you, bye.
So now we're all caught up. We're good to go. We're like, yeah, let's go. Let's do it tonight.
Well, and let's not lie. We definitely, while calling a game, also watch parts of the game.
you don't need to tell people that we had the game in front of us and Stockton calling a G League game. Appreciate you guys being here tonight. Make sure if you're here, hit the thumbs up button. That goes a long way in helping our channel grow. You know, people think, oh, thumbs up. You just want likes? You just want those hearts?
No.
It's like, no, like literally you hitting the thumbs up, you hitting the subscribe button, all it does is help our channel get in front of more and more eyeballs and continue to go to new heights as we approach 10,000 subs.
Wow, you've got the power. Burr, 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 burr.
Morgan, before we get started,
Yeah.
I guess the last few months is since I lost a grandma, you had to lose a grandma.
Just copying you there.
Trying to take away from my grandma a little
Correct.
bit. No, in all seriousness, Morgan found out today that her grandma passed away this morning. And I know that's obviously been a lot to process, but something you have started processing in recent months.
It's interesting when you see different situations, right? Like when Deuce was processing something, it was pretty sudden with his grandmother, who was like a parent figure in his life, where my grandmother, we called her Mormor, my mom's mom. And it's been like the last 2 months, we've kind of been able to process it more. Like, she has lung cancer, she is dying, and it's happening fast. So it happened this morning, and she passed away early on this morning, peacefully, with one of her 5 daughters that has been taking care of her. This whole family has just been amazing, giving her a comfortable end of her life. And yeah, Mormor, it's really interesting talking about her after hearing Deuce's beautiful tribute to his grandmother and like what she was.
We don't need to compare tributes.
No, and
especially with how good mine was.
And it's true. And I know I'm about to say this and you always make fun of me, but I've always told you this. Mormor was a witch. Like, she was 100%, you guys, like, Does Magic was a witch. And I know that sounds funny, but my mom always had this story of her when my mom was in 5th grade. She came home and Mormor had this house, and we swear there was always ghosts, right? Like, I'm not joking. Every single 18 cousins of mine would be like, yep, we saw some there. I'm not even a ghost person, right? So my mom comes home from the 5th grade and just goes, Mom, I have this history question, what was this, blah, 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 in 1867, whatever the history question was. It was something random. Like, I need to research this. I need to know. Mormor, my mom will never forget this. Mormor just goes over to a wall of books, grabs a random book, like just bop, opens it, boom, goes, there's your answer. And my mom from that moment was like, oh shit, my mom's a witch.
So was she artificial intelligence? Like,
honestly, no. Like,
was she like Chat GPT?
I don't know. But Mormor was definitely like just a very, she had a lot of spirituality around her. So it's very interesting that she's gone today. And there's been every single sister is like, I swear I felt her. I swear I felt her today. Like, hold me or touch me. And I don't believe in this stuff. But when it comes to Mormor, I'm like, there's a little bit of a belief there.
And can you explain the origins behind Mormor?
I forget if it was like a Swedish, it means something in Swedish or something, and why, and it just became the thing that we all called her. And Mormor was a cigarette smoking, bacon loving, just joyful
Sounds
old
like an
lady.
American to me.
Yeah, like literally. I don't know. Like, there was a cigarette in her hand at all times, and she would microwave bacon. And I was lucky enough to spend some time with her, a lot of time with her in my early 20s. She needed help, and I got to take care of her and we would run errands together all the time. And she would always make me just like run in. I learned about her cigarettes, never smoked them, but I learned so much about cigarettes and how much people waste on tobacco, and the addiction of it.
She wasted none, right? I mean, it went.
It's
Yeah,
just,
okay.
it went, straight into her body, and she enjoyed her life with the way that she lived it. And so, Mormor was just, a great grandmother to her 18 grandchildren. God, there were so many of us. And she just was always about like the importance of family and keeping us all together. And we grew up always all hanging out together, like lives kind of spread apart as we got older. But what a cool grandma to have in our lives during that time. And I'm just really thankful that there was a grandma in my life that I got to experience that with. So rest in peace, Mormor. Well, I know you're around actually, so never mind.
Loyal Sac Kings fan says, no wonder your mom writes scary books. She grew up in a house of ghosts.
Seriously, though. Come on now.
How do you feel how do you think she feels now? You mean she's still with us? Maybe she makes an appearance tonight. No, that when the doors open, that's not her coming in. Like
if something falls.
I mean, no tears or anything. I mean, I was pouring my heart out. You just kind of like.
I've had my tears on and off today, and like.
Just kidding. You didn't explain it.
Oh, please explain.
Oh, this is where you're so much better at dealing with this stuff. You're very like sympathetic, and here I am like, hey, joke, yeah, smoked a lot of cigarettes, huh? Hey, take away from my grandma.
Died of lung cancer. Dun-dun-dun. We're doing dark jokes. Hey, no, but
I ain't a friend, no ghost.
You can proceed with what you're going to say.
All I was gonna say is,
your sick
hey,
joke.
chat, let's give more hell yeah.
Give me a hell yeah.
I like that. Hell yeah, more. Appreciate all of you guys, seriously, and thank you for being there for me today. Because it's weird when you have to call a game sometimes and be energetic, but at the same time, like you just made me feel like, hey. Just have fun today and do what you got to do. And it was great.
I mean, I also told you didn't need to go do
you
the
did.
game. I could have done it by myself.
You did. And I'm so glad I did it. Even though the Stockton Kings lost. But hey, the Sacramento Kings won.
I hate to do this because we're about to start the podcast. We got back. I watched a game.
Are you?
And I need to go to the bathroom. I'm sorry? Why would you say that? Why I have to go to the bathroom? You would rather me do the pee dance the whole time?
No. No. Please go. Please proceed. I'm going to talk to you guys.
I will be back in 37 seconds tinkle time.
I love that. Brooke. More worked her voodoo on the Kings. Yeah. I've had so many nice listeners reach out today too. And Marina was one of them, and she DM'd me, and we were talking a little bit, and I was like, yeah, let's just light the effing beam for more. So the beam was lit for the dead tonight. Let's go. Got to cope with some jokes and everything. 20 Rick says, more. Like, more. He wants more. Deuce is a ghost now, says Jacob. Maybe. More got to see the beam at least. Yes, I mean, it went straight up. She's looking at it. That's where she is. Whew. Deuce, did you wash your hands?
Yes. What else was he gonna say? I had something while I was peeing. My brain just is all over the place. Oh, it's kind of ironic that the witches, witchcraft, magic. You mentioned magic. Orlando was in town tonight.
Oh, that's very, very interesting.
I also love the fact that we are on way later than normal, and you guys showed up tonight.
You're amazing.
I'm forever grateful of that.
Truly.
So maybe we have the same sort of circumstances coming up on Friday.
Yeah.
And we have to do it Friday night because we have a game.
Yeah, we're gonna do it Friday night. So we'll be a little bit later like this on Friday night, but.
All right, before we get started, it's time for a little roll call action. Shout out to the people watching us live, including, starting from the top, Brad, Loyal Sac Kings fan, and Jacob P. with Boost. We got Tay, SpaceX, Dragon Chicken, Bobby Hill, and Coach Molly's here with Torch K, securing the Bagley with my guy Steven Brown, one of the OGs. Seamus, Homer James, Greg, it's moving fast. Let's keep it going. Otis, Diego, and Owen, and Marley loves film with West Sac Kings fan and Forrest. Can't forget about Booster, Kevin, or Alex, Sean, Ryan. I mentioned Homer James. Shout out to his Jacksonville Jaguars. who are in the playoffs. Trevor is in the building with King, Gibby, and Adam. Scotty C. The bitter one is here, but he is still here because deep down he loves this damn team.
Hell yeah.
Logan is in the building with Colby. And shout out to our Twitter Spaces crew checking in as well. We got Nick. Who could forget the people on Twitch? I almost did. Our guy Dr. Nesto is in the building with, of course, Peg Junk. These are OOOGs. We got Kessie from Australia here as well. Appreciate everyone being here, including Action Jackson is here too. Appreciate you guys, Peyton and Boost and Loopy, Legacy, Wedding, Entertainment, DJ Service, Epic, Air, BS, and Tim Cassidy.
Give me a hell yeah.
All right, Juice and Mo coming down. 3, 2, 1. Hit my music.
Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.
Hey, welcome into the Juice and Mo podcast. And about damn time, the Kings finally get a win on this 5-game homestand, taking care of the Orlando Magic tonight. 136-111 on a night where they make franchise history, hitting a record 23 3 balls. Delhi with the clincher late, and the Kings get a much-needed victory on the home floor. They improve to 21-18 on the season, now with a 1.5 game lead in the Pacific Division. A lot to go over. We'll go over the highs and lows of this one. I'm Deuce Mason. That's Morgan Reagan. How you doing, Mo?
Just fantastic.
Just fantastic.
Just fantastic. Just I needed this win today, so it felt really good to see the beam lit, people happy. We're talking about what a good team is supposed to do if you want to be identified as a good team.
I love that song.
Thank you.
How's it go after that?
If you want to be a good team, you
gotta win a lot of games, including home ones.
Good
Did
job.
I do good?
I was just going to copy whatever you said.
I was trying to go with you.
Oh, well, you took over, so then I couldn't even keep going. If you want to be a good team, you got to be a good teammate first.
Unlike Morgan, who fucking sucks. I didn't really say it.
Whoa.
So the Kings got the win. I did not think the show was going to be starting this way, but we are recording this late on a Monday night, just after 11 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. What you just said is so accurate. What you're just saying is so accurate. Look, you're not going to win by a billion points every night, but when you take on the bad teams on your home floor, this is what you're supposed to do, right?
Correct.
You're supposed to have games at the end where maybe Delhi's hitting threes at the end,
Yeah.
right? That guys who maybe don't get to play a lot are getting some minutes. And I was very curious what kind of Kings team we were going to see tonight. After last game, it was pretty frustrating because this Kings team had lost 2 games on the home floor against 2 teams below 500. The points in the paint thing continues to be a huge story, not only for this stretch, but it's gotten worse. And then for the season, and then you break it down where they're 3-5 in their last 8 home games. You're going, these could be missed opportunities. When you look at the end of the season, if you lose games like this, it could really hurt you. So tonight was so necessary. And this is an Orlando team that had been playing much better basketball as of late. 10-5 over the last 15 games.
Yep.
Banchero's back. He's an absolute stud. I like the response from Sacramento in this game, and obviously it helps when you make a shit ton of shots.
Well, absolutely. I mean, that we already know it. You're not going to make all your shots every single night, but you damn well better make them when you're playing against a team that isn't contesting all of your shots from the outside, that is trying to throw a zone at you when you are a good shooting team most nights out of, for the most part, you are a good shooting team and everything. So it was nice to see them capitalize on that. But I think my favorite part is the word you use, the response. That's what we've seen from this King squad, is the way that they are down to respond after losses, after bad basketball being played. It was frustrating when you saw What was it? Lakers, Hawks, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So it was Lakers, Hawks. Those lost. So you wanted to see the response after the Hawks game. You still didn't feel it in that Lakers game. Really lost there at the end, right? One of those frustrating losses. So the response from that to really clobber a team like the Orlando Magic on your home floor was exactly what we all needed to see tonight from the squad.
Yeah, I was a little nervous even after the first quarter because the Kings they shot red hot, and you're like, is this going to be one of those nights where you need to score a ton of points just to have a chance to win? They put up 41 points in that first quarter. They knocked down 7 threes. The ball's moving great. They shoot just under 71%. But I got to be honest, at the end of that quarter, I was looking at one thing, and that was the fact that Orlando had 18 points in the paint on 9 of 12.
Barf.
And you're going, you may be able to escape this way playing against Orlando, but long term, this is not going to be good. And to the Kings' credit, at the end of the game, that number was much better. It ends up being 42 points in the paint. It's pretty significant. The last time they played Orlando, the Magic had 78 points in the paint. Obviously, a little different. No bull in this game, but still.
They had to win on a game-winning shot from De'Aaron Fox.
Recently, it's been whoever the Kings play, go ahead and chalk up 58 to 65 points in the paint.
They know
and
where
for
to
this
attack.
number tonight to be at 42 was definitely encouraging, and it was definitely encouraging for Mike Brown after the game, who talked about it, I think.
Oh, did he?
Get to the nearest food mart or something like that, and I'm going to try to win that mega billion or whatever. I'm a 42, 42, 42, 42, 42. I'm going to put 42s across the board. That's it. I'm excited about 42 right now, so I got to go put something on that for that mega billion that's out there. Any questions? Huh?
You want to elaborate on points in the paint?
Is that? Oh, yes. That's it. 42. That's all I. Usually I go in this long freaking soliloquy, but no, it's about 42, baby. 42. Isn't Babe Ruth 42? Jackie Robinson? Okay. Jackie Robinson. I knew somebody. Hey, all I know is points in the paint. 42. 42. You guys got to hurry up.
He loved that. He loved that. He loved that whole line. I don't think it got the reaction he wanted initially because people are like, why does he keep saying 42, 42, 42? And I was like,
Yeah.
It's points in the paint, media, wake up.
He's like, how is everyone not as excited as me about this? And I think once they got the point, they understood the angle of the game and the point of emphasis on the game. And it was points in the paint. How do you respond even from the last time that you played this team? Kings did a much better job, much better game plan.
If Mike Brown did that and literally went 42, 42, 42 and won, do you think he would keep being the Kings head coach, or would he?
Yes. When basketball's in your blood, yeah, you're not stopping. Oh, 100%.
Well, one, I'd be like, this thing is rigged. 42. The guy picked 42.
It's the meaning to life.
I don't. What is that? What movie is that?
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Never heard of it.
Oh, come on.
I've never seen it.
You've never even read the book?
No.
Oh.
No, I haven't. I've heard like 42, and then I think you've explained this to me before, and I still don't get it. 42 is the meaning of life.
It's yeah. Thank you for other people understanding. Anyway. I'm getting
Guess what?
some
There's
notes.
a lot of people who don't. There's a lot of people who don't.
That's great. Shut up.
Wizard talking about TikTok. You're right. If it's not on TikTok, I don't know about it.
That's
how I get everything
You could
now.
probably find it on TikTok.
Honestly, you can.
Anyway, Mike Brown should go and put 42 down on all of his numbers.
No, just super encouraging. I felt like, especially if the Kings are going to have any type of playoff hopes, you have to clean it up. And,
Yep.
Orlando's not a great team. They're not a good offensive team. You know this. But I also know that this team has size and length that it worries you a little bit.
Yeah.
And so I was concerned about it going into this game. I thought the Kings' rotations were just better. I thought they just looked like they were communicating better. And some of it, people want to break it down so much. It's like, this guy's a mess. It's like, no, they can do it better. They may not be elite, but they could be better than what they've been.
Well, what was fun about going back and actually watching the game, most of the game, and seeing the parts where, okay, I want to know what the Kings did so well on the defensive end to actually stop this team from scoring in the paint. At times I felt like Orlando did start to settle, but I think because they were having a difficult time getting into the paint. Guys were on strings. When Chimezie Metu came in, I know we'll talk about individuals, but when Metu came in, he brought a different type of intensity even on that end of the floor. You saw Davion Mitchell, the pressure he was putting on.
Oh,
I mean,
that rip away he on Big Hero.
Yeah.
And then Keegan hits the three.
Beautiful. Right. There was
Hero's driving and David, give me that.
just like that. Yep, that's
Give me that.
his face and everything. Good. So those defensive moments, though, you felt the Kings working on a string and as a team, and I just thought it was so effective the way that they understood from a mental standpoint. Oh yeah, this is our point of emphasis, and this is what we're going to do really well. Now, Orlando still had some of their line drives. I mean, you had Markelle Fultz and Suggs, get to the hoop, but they're good players. Like, that's going to happen
Sure.
at times.
I thought the other thing the Kings did well was respond. In that second quarter, Orlando goes into his zone. And this is something that I just hope that, hey, let's rehash some stuff at practice tomorrow. And I'm sure Mike Brown will. You listen to Kevin Herter on Zach Lowe's podcast, and he's like, no, when we practice, we practice. He says, our shoot-arounds are like 90 minutes. Brown is super detailed. So I imagine they'll go over the zone stuff. But when Orlando goes into the zone, it completely threw off the Kings.
It does that to a lot of teams, but yes.
It's fine if it throws you off for a
But
possession.
figure it out,
But it's
right.
got, and there was a few minute stretch where the Kings just were not executing at all. And what changed was the fact that they'd get a stop and push the pace,
Yes.
and then Orlando couldn't get set. Orlando got back into this game because of that zone defense.
Yeah, and I think obviously being able to push the pace and not allow them to set up on the defensive end did help, but also hitting those outside shots helped, right? Because a lot of times that zone will keep guys out along the perimeter and you just pass the ball around the horn, and then that's what you usually want, a team to settle on those outside shots. Kings were hitting those outside shots, but then when they wanted to get things going again, you saw guys making more decisive plays on the offensive end. Instead of trying to break the zone with too many dribbles, they started moving the ball around. Bodies started flowing around a little bit more.
Attack the gaps.
It was all of the, it was like they started understanding at a higher level just simplifying the game and what they needed to do to break that zone. And when they did, Orlando had to go back to that man defense, and that's when, again, the Kings were able to dominate, whether it was pass the ball to Sabonis down low or just work everyone in the two-man game and move the ball quick with the pass.
It was 50-44 Sacramento at the 5-minute mark. So that zone was pretty effective. Then what I really thought the game swung was they were still in the zone. It was 53-45 Sacramento. HB comes back in transition and hits a quick three. Harrison Barnes.
What was he tonight? I mean, are they going to drug test him now tomorrow too?
Oh, you 100% drug test Harrison Barnes after a night like tonight. HB had 30 points. He missed 2 shots, 11 for 13. One of them, actually, I thought he got fouled, no call. He was 6 of 7 from 3, and he was 2 of 3 at the free throw line. He got great looks, and he knocked him down, and that's... I've been a little surprised at his ineffectiveness from 3 overall this season, especially early. It was good to see him knock some down tonight.
He was shooting with so much confidence, but you say he got some good looks. It was his shot selection too, right? Like he looked to score, where I think sometimes he will look to force to score, and this is all players, so it's not just a knock on HB and his style of play. There's sometimes guys will like force something to score, or they will be passive and make sure to move the ball around more. Harrison Barnes was feeling it, and you could tell he was feeling it. So when he saw an open shot and he understood his confidence and his ability to make a shot tonight, he was taking it. I just thought he did a fantastic job really leading the team with that type of tone too.
Yeah, and it felt like Orlando was so worried about the paint. Like, and this is what Brown wants out of his team. He wants paint touches that lead to spray threes. They always talk spray threes. And there were a lot of those in this game. I felt like when the Kings missed threes tonight, it felt like there was no passing. It was like a guy that was just going to
Quick three.
a quick three off no ball movement.
De'Aaron Fox with his
did that a couple times tonight.
Yeah.
But yeah, Harrison was outstanding. He leads the team in scoring with 30. And it's kind of crazy to think about all the players who have scored 30 or more for the Kings, which I feel like is pretty rare, right? Sabonis hasn't hurt her.
I don't remember
Fox?
these numbers. You remember all these?
Terrence
I have
Davis.
to have a graphic in front of my
Harrison
face and
Barnes.
be like, here is your list. Good job.
Someone in the chat help me out.
Yeah,
I
or
appreciate
Will
that.
Z Stats usually on Twitter has.
Yeah,
something
I did
like
not
that.
appreciate some of the numbers being thrown out there. Like Stephen Brown, 42 is the age where Deuce's hair will completely fall out.
So stupid.
Rory says that HB will probably test positive for multivitamins.
Great bit. Great bit.
That's actually pretty good.
Oh, you guys are funny. 8 players in double figures tonight, though. by
Oh,
the
yeah.
way.
No, that was great. And that leads to the poll question. Appreciate you guys being here. Make sure if you're here, hit the thumbs up, subscribe. The poll question was, who was your dog of the game? It's been a minute since we've done that.
I
I've missed
love
the
it.
dog of the game.
I love it.
The dog of the game options tonight. Harrison Barnes, Chimeze Metu, Malik Monk, or Trey Lyles. Those, you know what I'm happy about? I'm happy that I could put those 4 down as
That's
dog of the game
Yeah.
candidates.
Even though Sabonis had like his 17th consecutive double-double the night. And
Sabonis and Fox
No,
were not great tonight
I
either.
know.
That's what's crazy. And that's another thing I liked about tonight's win is, all right, those two weren't great. Who's going to step up? The bench has been kind of disappointing lately. And the bench was big for Sacramento. Morgan, it's not every night you're going to get that type of contribution from the bench where they give you 50-plus points. But when you've got 3 guys in double figures, that was huge.
yeah, I was joking when I was saying add them as dog of the game because these guys definitely came in and deserved it. I would give it to Harrison Barnes, but I think the other guy that was right there because he has not played and showed up ready to go was Chimeze Metu. You saw the impact that he made right away when he came into the game, not only with his rebounding ability, but the way that he would be in that dunker spot. And then De'Aaron Fox would dish it to him. Malik Monk would dish it to him. His guys would find him because he put himself in the right places. He was disciplined, knowing where he needed to be on that floor tonight.
He came in around the minute 30 mark of that first quarter.
Yeah.
And they decided to go with him instead of Holmes. You know, this revolving door trying to figure out, all right, who's going to play backup 5? Is it going to be Len? Is it going to be Holmes? Trey Lyles sometimes.
Yeah.
Metu got a nice run for a minute. And then he sits for a long time. I'm with you. I mean, he's my dog of the game too because of what he provided. He played exactly how he played when he was playing well for Sacramento during the stretch. And where I'm giving him a ton of credit is, dude, stay ready. How many times are we going to say that with this team this year where, like, rotations may change. You may be out of it for a minute, but be ready because your number's probably going to be called if you're engaged and ready to go. A couple of notes. Chimeze Metu's first game, his first action since January 1st against the Grizzlies where he played like a minute. That doesn't count. We don't count that, right?
No.
Throw that away. First time with double-digit minutes since December 13th. It's the most minutes he's played since December 3rd. He ends up tonight playing off the bench 14 minutes. He gave Sacramento 11 points. My favorite thing, though, the 9 rebounds. The guy went up and got boards tonight. He was in the dunker spot. He was in control. He was setting good screens. He played in control. That's exactly what you want from Chimeze Metu.
Yeah, his 9 rebounds. I think he ended up getting Defensive Player of the Game chain, the DPOG chain from the team. And I think at times it wasn't necessarily like he was being this dominant defender, but when you look at the rebounds.
He moved well. He rebounded.
I mean, rebounding alone, you're finishing off the defensive possession, right? And then you talk about moving well. He moved disciplined. He moved on that string with the team. There's been so many times where we see him close out wrong or not be able, or he angles a guard, gives them the angle instead of saying, body to body squared up. And tonight he just seemed like he understood he had to play at an efficient level out there and do everything right. And he did a lot right tonight.
Should have had more points because he missed that one lob Fox threw him.
Oh, that was tough.
But I did love the and one where he kind of did the
the shoulder roll.
When Herter had that pick, got on the ball.
Oh my God.
That was pretty sweet. Steve in the chat says, this bench is so dynamic. Someone could sit for 6 games, but get thrown in during the 7th and drop 20 because of a good matchup. Yeah. And like, I think that's been one of the more interesting things about this year is like, there's been certain guys who don't play, then they come in. It's like, oh, they're going to come in and give you 15 points. Like, he almost had a double-double tonight. It was a tremendous game for him. Then having Malik Monk back was big. He missed last game with the injury. So, tonight, you got 2 guys who did not play in the last game come up and combine for, 25 points or whatever it was? How many points did Monk have?
Monk finished with...
Oh, he had 14, so they combined for 28 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, though, you just look at the bench, too, and there were threes made from the bench, right? And those threes are just such big clutch moments, right? Not only are you getting them to produce on the defensive end, or Chimezi Metu getting those rebounds, Malik Monk obviously finding the open man, finishing with 6 assists tonight. But then you look at those 3-pointers made, Trey Lyles, those are such daggers. They just keep momentum going, and it's like, yeah, throw a zone at us, push us along the perimeter. We're still gonna hit these outside shots, even if it is our second unit. You had 2 for Monk, 3 for Lyles. It was just a great night. Oh, and you even had that corner one from KZ Okpala.
KZ hit a 3 tonight. He
Yeah,
had one that was really short, and then he hit that other corner one from De'Aaron Fox, who didn't have the best game, but we'll go to him in a second. One other thing I want to mention about the threes, our guy Jason Ross had this, and I thought it was an interesting stat. You had 4 players, Barnes, Herter, Lyles, and Keegan Murray combined for 18 of 26 from three-point land tonight. Keegan was really good too. And it was also him moving well defensively. Keegan finished with 15 points. He had 3 assists, 3 rebounds on 5 of 7 shooting, 5 of 6 from 3. The one play of the night that irritated me.
Oh, I know which one, because we were watching it together. The soft dunk.
The soft dunk that Fultz came back, chase down block. And
Great block by Fultz.
great. Shouldn't happen.
No.
Come
on, Keegs.
Go up with authority and dunk that shit. Just dunk it.
Just like throw
Come
that
on.
shit
I want
down.
you.
Get angry.
You had the lane. Like,
Yeah.
I want you. Give me a nasty
and
jam.
we've seen like he's capable of it. It's not like, oh, I wish Keegan was like stronger. No, he's capable. He just needs to like feel it in that
What it
moment.
reminded me of PWG is this independent wrestling show, and I saw a clip today of something they did. I guess they did it yesterday in their show, their big show.
Yeah.
Jericho Appreciation Society showed up there too. But in the match, in one match they did, they did this in 2014. There was a part where they go slow motion the whole time. Like they like.
Oh, and it's like they're
And the fans participate in their slow
and they're
motion.
like, yeah.
I felt like Keegan Murray in that play went slow motion with it. Don't go slow motion. Dunk it.
Dunk it. He was going up with it like, I know someone's trailing me.
More, I thought I hit slow on the. I
Okay.
hit like the slow mode.
We get. Do you have
Slow
any
down
more slow-mo
5 times
jokes?
on YouTube.
Proceed before I break it down.
Okay.
Any more? Any more?
He had a great game. I liked what he saw. And I thought he moved well defensively. We talk about the points in the paint thing. I think that's the other thing about tonight's game. They just stayed in front of their guy better, right?
Yeah.
Like, they just stayed in front of their man better tonight.
Just to finish up on that Keegan dunk that I wanted to say, though, because it was like he felt someone trailing him, but still thought he had it, where it's like that little bit more of that nasty needs to come through. You've seen it come through a lot more with De'Aaron Fox this season, the way that he wants to throw it down. He's dunked more this season than he did all of last season. So, yeah, it's just the little things, but love the way that he was shooting from the outside, too.
Here's a great stat from Brett Usher. Keegan Murray shot 5 of 6 from 3 Monday night. The 22-year-old is now shooting 41% on 5.7 three-point attempts a game. He's on pace to become the first rookie in NBA history to shoot 40+% on 5.5+ three-point attempts a game for a season.
Wow. considering where his minutes have been also throughout the season in the slumps and everything that have been gone on for him.
He's gotten out of the slump. And the other thing with Keegan is he's not jacking up 30 shots a game.
That's it.
Mr. Efficiency. I think if anything, my complaint with the Kings sometimes, like, can we get this guy some more looks? Can we get him some more shots? Because I feel like he's much more of a threat. And there are things on his game that you want to get better, as we highlighted with that chance for a dunk. And he will. I just think the other thing that was interesting with G-Man, he was interviewed with G-Man after the game, post-game, and G-Man asked him about his hand and how he's feeling. He's like, I'm feeling great. He goes, 2 more weeks and I get the splint off. That's something that I don't think we've really heard.
No.
Where he talked about the timing. So he's got the same kind of splint that Sabonis has, which leads many people to go, they have the same injury that they're playing through. Who knows the severity compared to Sabonis's? Whatever. The reality is they're both in that kind of same splint. And he told G-Man tonight he gets that off in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. And you love to hear that, one. But two, it really makes you understand more and more, like, okay, this guy has really been dealing with something that could have been really affecting his game, compared to what we saw, obviously summer league to preseason and then going into the season. So yeah, it's great to know that he has a lot of, high level basketball that has still to be played by him.
Yeah. He ends up with 15 tonight, all 5 Kings starters in double figures. And what's crazy is the guys with the fewest points, Sabonis and Fox. Sabonis had 12 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists on 5 of 12. He was definitely frustrated. Carter got him a couple of times with some blocks, a lot of physicality down there. He didn't like that much, but still has an impact on the game. And Fox missed some gimmies. I thought some of the threes I didn't love. I love so much when Fox is in the kind of that catch and shoot thing, maybe a little bit off the dribble, but I thought Fox's night, he still set guys up. I mean, he had some amazing passes, a couple to the corner for threes. He had that one to Metu, a couple to Metu that were really nice. He ends up with 11 points and 9 assists in the game.
You're not always going to have those nights where everything's just going right for you. And you could tell it was a little off with his shooting and even when those easy ones that you're used to him making, especially in those clutch moments. And those weren't falling for him. It wasn't coming off his hand right. But like you said, he still did a good job of finding the open guy, making things happen, create. And so much of the defense still collapse and pays so much attention to him because they know what he's capable of.
Someone in the chat just mentioned this. I think it was DFW or someone else.
What?
Saying the best part about tonight, Sabonis played 31 minutes. Fox played 28. Herder, because of some of the foul trips, some of those fouls on Herder.
The third foul was bullshit. Yeah.
Herder has 14 points on 5 of 12, 4 of 8 from 3, but he only plays 22 minutes. Murray plays 26. That's the benefit when you take care of a team. Get some extra rest.
Yeah. No, that's exactly it. And you get some of your other guys out there. I mean, I know PJ Dozier had just a couple minutes, but he just signed the 10-day contract, so it's great to see him get in there right away. Delly, like you already said, hit that 23rd 3, a franchise record for the Sacramento Kings.
That's going to be a good trivia question down the line. Hey, when the Kings hit their franchise record 23 threes in a game against Orlando, who was the guy who got that 3 to set the record? Matthew Dellavedova. Crazy thing that just came to my mind.
Of course.
The Kings got a franchise record in this win over Orlando.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, it must have been 2009 or 10, and I'll double check it. This is off the top of my head. Orlando set the NBA record with most threes in a game against Sacramento.
Real?
I gotta confirm this.
He's going to the box right now.
Magic set NBA record Kings. Let's see.
What year did you say?
Like 2000. I don't know, 9 or 10 when Orlando was really good.
Okay.
Magic set. Wow. Here we go. 2009. Magic make NBA record 23 threes in rout of Kings. And how about the number being 23? How about the number being 23 when it was 23 tonight? It all comes full circle.
Full circle. Shove it right back in your stupid face, Orlando.
Yeah, I was going with the more like your grandma who
cute.
Before the show we were talking about how she passed away
so she
and
brought
she's a
the
witch.
magic and she was like, I'm like, oh, Magic, you're in town. Here's this magic. 23 threes for the Kings. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to light the mother effing beam.
23 made threes in 2009.
That's
It's like,
a lot.
Yeah, I remember at the time, like, oh, I can't believe it. He believes it. Now 23 threes, you're like, that's cute. I mean, didn't Clay have like 11 in a game or something?
I love it. People are saying, more brought the magic.
Gridlock says, forget stat muse. It's all about stat deuce tonight. Look, man, there's things
God.
that they stay with the basketball mind, you know? Shout out to the 4:30 here tonight.
And plus-
as we approach midnight on a Monday.
Yeah.
Hit the damn thumbs up button, please.
You
And
guys
make
are
sure
awesome.
to subscribe as we chase 10,000 subs.
Give me a hell yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so we've hit on HB, Keegan, Sabonis, Herter, Fox. We talked about the bench. Anything else we should talk about before we get to PJ Dozier?
Really quick, just to spread a little bit more love for Kevin Herter. I thought in the time that he was in there, he still did a really good job considering that he was in foul trouble. I thought some were a little bit ticky-tacky, so that's going to happen, and it could usually take a guy completely out of their game, but I thought he still was able to be efficient in the minutes that he wasn't fouling, I guess.
Yes.
That
I'm
was
with
it.
you. Yeah, it was nice to have one of these games. I think Sacramento's been playing just so many close games as of late.
Yeah.
And, I was worried that this could be another one. It was good for them to get out of it. And now as you look ahead, you get the next 2 games against the Houston Rockets, a Rockets team that
Lost 7 straight.
they're a mess.
Yep.
They're a bad team, but they also are athletic. They're young. They're the youngest team in the NBA. And, it is the NBA, so you can't dick around with them at all. But like you said, they've lost 7 in a row. The only reason it's not like 13 in a row is because they got a random win against Chicago in there.
Kevin Porter Jr. had 36 that game.
Since they won back-to-back games, this is kind of crazy. I think we remember talking about Houston during this time, where they won 3 out of 4, where they beat Philly, lost to San Antonio, beat Milwaukee and Phoenix, and they win 3 out of 4. Guys, this young team figuring it out. They were 9-18. Since that game where they beat Phoenix, back-to-back wins, they are 1-11.
Dude. I mean, shit's bad.
Yeah,
right?
I knew it was bad when Eric Gordon was asked about, hey, has there been anything like you guys have improved on? He's like, no, we have absolutely nothing. So the whole point to this is this can't be well, at least you got one.
Nope.
This is, no, you win the next 2. And then you go to the Spurs and you beat the Spurs. And then you beat OKC. Then all of a sudden, no, I'm serious, Morgan.
I know you're serious. I know you
This
are.
is the stretch. This is the stretch where you kind of
parity
build.
in the NBA. You got to think about how
You can call parity all day long, but the next few teams they play aren't teams that are good. So this is where you need to really add some wins here. And because the schedule is going to get challenging at times. You know this. There are going to be ups and downs. But these are the times you have to take advantage.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And that's why even when I say this, please understand I am just saying this from a basketball standpoint. Playing a team back to back is always hard. It doesn't matter if it's G League. It doesn't matter if it's in the NBA. It doesn't matter if you're playing AAU basketball, right? Like the adjustments both teams make, whether you lose or whether you win. Sometimes people are like, oh, it's easier to lose the first one because you can find out what you need to build on and change to win the second one. Sometimes people say, oh, it's easier to win, or it's harder to win the first one because then you don't put enough in to make changes on what you still did wrong within that win. So for the Kings, let's say they win the first one on Wednesday against the Houston Rockets. Friday, I just can't sit here and act like that's just an easy task for them to do. What?
Morgan, they better win both. I'm not here.
What are you going to do?
If they lose to the Rockets, I'm done. I'm done.
Oh, stop.
For a stretch, just for like Friday.
No.
You can do it by yourself.
Okay, I will. I totally would. I totally would be like, bye, I don't need you.
Just real fast, let's give some love to Rory, who donated $10, and Martin, who became a member
Thanks,
again.
Rory. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Louis in the chat says, this whole time I thought Metu was injured. The only reason the Kings would play Holmes instead of Metu is to improve his trade value. I would push back on that. Chimeze had a good run, and then he was doing things that they didn't want him to do. There were missed defensive assignments. He was taking some bad shots. He just kind of fell out of the rotation, and that can happen sometimes. So they said, you know what, we'll give Rashawn a different look. I don't think it had anything to do with, well, let's start playing him to get his trade value. I don't think that was even a thought process for Mike Brown. He's trying to just find the right guy to be that backup 5.
Sure.
Let's start tonight. Let's bring him in real fast, and we'll get back on track. Believe it or not, you guys will probably know it's Nick because his TV is up in the background, super loud. What are you doing, Nick?
You've done this 100 times.
What are you doing? Is this your first night chat?
How you doing, Deuce?
Well, I was better before you had your TV blaring.
All right, my bad. Well, I did want to say, hey, light the beam.
Light the beam. Light
Light
the
the beam.
beam.
How about why
not
light
light the beam? Why not light the beam?
I feel like you have to choose one or the other. You can't go
Or,
light the beam, light
Nick,
the beam, then why not?
you have
light
to
the
do this. You have to go, why not light the beam? Why not light the beam? Why not?
Deuce,
Yeah.
Deuce, can you play that song, Fire Laser song? So I want Morgan to say it.
Okay. All right.
Setting me up.
It's not a song, but yeah, hold on. Here
Hey.
you go. Here you go.
I put this in the show.
Excuse me, I am playing it, Nick. You do not interrupt it. I am playing it, so you be quiet. Deal?
Yes.
All right.
Arm the laser.
I'm the laser! Begin laser ignition!
Fire the laser!
God. Are you happy with that, Nick?
Yes, I am.
I was like waiting for a reaction, man. I did it just for you.
Yes, she did. Hey, why not like to be? And I'm wearing my why not shirt right now.
Hell yeah. All right, so
Aw.
you were at the game tonight. What was it like in the building? It was Star Wars night.
It felt pretty good.
Why'd it feel so good?
Because I did hear that Darth Vader was there.
Yeah, Darth Vader was there. A lot of Star Wars characters, Nick. What'd you like about the game?
It felt pretty good. It felt pretty good that the Kings beat Orlando Magic because Orlando got blown. Unfortunately, we beat Orlando, so Houston's coming to town. We have Houston. We got to beat Houston. They're 10-30.
It's exactly. They're 10 and you can't lose to that team. All right, Nick, I have a question. Have you seen Star Wars?
Well, I've seen Star Wars before. I've been to the Star Wars thing in Disneyland before.
Okay, so that's good. So my question for you is, if you could be one Star Wars character, who would you
Darth
choose?
Vader.
Oh, wow. Right away. That was quick.
I
Villain?
think you're Chewbacca. You're like 7 feet tall.
Chewbacca.
Do you like or I mean maybe a little Han Solo-ish?
Stop it. He's not
Maybe
Han
Chewbacca
Solo.
would sound great.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
And also, I do want to let you guys know this Saturday, on this Saturday, I start Special Olympics basketball practice with Coach Carl on Saturday at Encina High School. So we start our first Special Olympics basketball practice.
hell yeah. All right, man. We'll have fun with that.
We'll be doing basketball,
Have a lot of fun, okay?
and you'll come to our practices, right?
We're not coming to practice, Nick. We're gonna come to one of your games. We're gonna come to your practice. You need to get your game in order
You gotta
before I see
focus.
it. Yeah, you can't have us distracting you.
I gotta light the beam.
Yeah, light the beam. All right, sleep dreams.
Sleep dreams.
All right, there's Nick. Gotta love him. Gotta love Nick.
I love it. I love it. Can you play the song? Can you play the song? I love it.
Nick's gonna get buckets.
Digital Henry. Nick be ballin'.
Oh, you
He,
know
he
he's
compared
ballin'.
his game to LeBron James. So, what?
Who?
Nick did.
When?
Remember when you asked him
No.
who would you compare your game to, and he said LeBron, and he was shooting. He was getting buckets
I
outside.
thought he said Zadrunas Ilgauskas. Ilgauskas. All right, Morgan, we should get to PJ Dozier. So the Kings
yeah.
signed PJ Dozier to a 10-day contract. This is absolutely worth a look. 6'6", 6'11" wingspan. They need someone to defend. And when he played for Denver, he really grew into having a nice role. And unfortunately, November last year, he tears his ACL. He ends up getting traded near the trade deadline with Bull when Denver made some moves. And Jamal Murray had some comments like over the summer, like, yeah, trying to get him back. He ends up going to the G League, playing with the Iowa Wolves, puts up some nice numbers, and the Kings go, you know what? We know Jordy Fernandez knows him. We know he can defend. He's played a lot of games in the NBA. He's got some experience. He got some playoff experience. Worth a look as a 10-day contract. I like it.
You said it. Low risk, high reward type of move for the Sacramento Kings. Like, why not, right? As Nick would say, why not? So, yeah, I like the activity. There's obviously the roster spot open since waiving Chima Moneki. Try it out and see what he's going to give you. Obviously, we're probably not going to see too many minutes. Depending on where you're at with the Houston Rockets these next 2 games, though.
And that's the thing. I think during this stretch, this is a great time.
Exactly.
If the Kings handle their business, they're going to probably be able to play some guys in larger minutes. Like if Fox and Sabonis aren't playing a ton of minutes and hurt, get some other guys in the fold.
Exactly. No, that's what I'm hoping to see. So less minutes means more rest.
Yeah. We should mention that tonight's podcast, by the way, presented by a New York Times bestselling author, the one and only T.R. Reagan. Her book is out now. It's called Such a Beautiful Family, and it's been near the top of the Amazon charts.
Wall Street Journal bestsellers list. I mean, it's just selling like hotcakes out there.
I hate that.
I know, whatever.
You force that. Like, why selling like hotcakes?
Because old people say that.
I know, but what?
That's something my mom would say, huh? She'd say, "Let's blow this popsicle stand." And then she would be like,
I don't think you could say that anymore.
Oh, really?
Continue.
Okay, so anyway, Such a Beautiful Family. T.R. Reagan loves writing thrillers and is really good at it. So if you enjoy really creepy stories, check out some of her books. You can go to Amazon.com, search T.R. Reagan, or you can go to her website, trreagan.com.
We're also presented tonight by East Sac Fitness. You're trying to get ripped?
Yeah?
This is the place you need to go. East Sac Fitness. Morgan, they've got classes galore, right? Yoga, spin, functional fitness.
Anything that your little heart desires.
But what's your favorite part? What's your favorite part about East Sac Fitness? I know.
Oh, I love the treadmill in the recovery room.
Recovery room is where I was going. The recovery room. Because you got the cold plunge, you got the sauna.
Oh my God. It's so nice, especially when I am weak because I haven't been consistently working out. But that's why whenever I come here, I always feel comfortable. It's not intimidating to get back into a routine. I love going to ESAC Fitness. Yeah,
go to esacfitness.com or give them a call today. esacfitness.com. And their phone number is 916-599-3181. Appreciate everyone's support of the Deuce and Mo podcast. And if you want to partner with the Deuce and Mo podcast, you just need to hit us up. Go to deuceandmo.com, click on contact. You're like, I want my business to be heard about from all the deuce bags and mo runs around the world. Well, reach out to us and maybe we can work something out. Just go to deuceandmo.com/contact.
Hey, appreciate it.
Morgan?
Yes.
Any other thoughts on the day, what we witnessed with the Kings tonight?
No, I enjoyed watching some good basketball being executed.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously shots falling make life so much easier.
Yes.
But there's also a lot that goes into those shots falling, which was the movement without the basketball, which was the passing, which was guys becoming these true threats that defenses have to pay so much attention to them, and allows other shots to be open and other things to be better on the offensive end for this King squad. I loved watching this game.
39 assists in this game for the Kings on 52 made shots.
Exactly.
And the two guys we talked about earlier were Fox and Sabonis, who, aren't scoring their typical like 20, 25 points tonight. They combined for 17 of those assists.
Yeah.
That's a great number. And obviously the number is going to be higher when you're making shots, but the ball movement was there, and it was doing it in the ways that I think Mike Brown wants, which get into the paint. Hey, Sabonis, get some touches in the paint. Let's keep it moving. Fox, attack. Fox generates so much attention, especially tonight. Orlando was really focused on Fox anytime he was trying to get into the paint, and Fox read things well. It allowed him to find Metu in the dunker spot, allowed him to find cutters, guys open in the corner for three. There was good stuff.
And even if it did affect his game a little bit, or he was just having an off night, it was fine because you had other guys step up. And that's exactly what we've seen in some of these better wins from the Kings this season, are not only the second unit, but just other guys having those moments, having those nights. Harrison Barnes with that big night tonight.
The other rookie that we were kind of watching tonight, Paolo Banchero. It's kind of a quiet night, 17 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists.
But those
we say quiet because he's been just on an absolute tear. He played 32 minutes. He's going to win Rookie of the Year. God, he is good, man. He just doesn't look like... That's the best compliment you can give a rookie. You don't look like a rookie. You look like you've been playing in the league for a few years.
It's not only his body size, it's also the way that he carries himself on the floor, the way that he goes to the basket, the way that he stops and pops for a jump shot. So smooth, but also so dominant, so big. Super impressed always with watching him.
Orlando's, they're obviously bad right now. They're 15-26, but they're not supposed to be good, right? Like, that's the other thing you have to remember. And when I look at their talent, I'm like, God, I really like Franz Wagner. Banchero, stud and a half. Wendell Carter's been really good for them, too. Fultz, kind of a resurgent year for him. He's actually being healthy. He's healthy for once. Now he's getting healthy, playing some good defense. He had 16 points on 8 of 10 tonight.
Yeah.
They have some. I mean, I'm a big Jalen Suggs fan, even though he's been kind of banged up. You see what they have here and what they're trying to build. They're going to have another high draft pick this year. They should be pretty good in the next couple of years.
Absolutely. I mean, especially when you've watched them this season in what they're able to accomplish with something that's brand new to them. Youth, playing together, all those different things. And I think when you have a roster full of such long players and young players, they're willing to be molded into this modern day NBA style of play.
Yeah, they've got size. We didn't even mention Bol, who did not play. He's
I thought
still
you mentioned
sick.
him for some reason.
No, earlier tonight.
Okay,
Just in that whole rundown of young players, intriguing players. Before we go, we got to hear from Jordi Fernandez after this game when he awarded the defensive player of the game chain, as you mentioned earlier, to Chimezie Metu. Here's how that went down tonight after the Kings win. I'm struggling with this tonight. I went play and it muted again.
No, because I saw you didn't actually click unmute.
Okay. Here's Jordi Fernandez.
A guy that came off the bench, loaded to the ball, trapped the box twice, went vertical 2 times, grabbed 9 rebounds overall, 6 defensive rebounds. All right, Mezzi.
Okay, awesome moment. Just from a pure production standpoint, Morgan.
You wouldn't add the music?
Hearing the music in the background, I thought there was other music being played. I was clicking out of tabs. I thought that was me, and they added music. I'm going to say it's unnecessary.
You want the authentic moment.
I want to hear I want to hear people talking.
Maybe there was cussing or something.
I don't care.
Maybe there were other things that you can't say that were there.
Okay. Well, Chimezie Metu gets the Defensive Player of the Game award, and good for him.
I'm so happy for him, and I love that moment, and I love being able to see the guys just like even
His
dance
reaction
together.
was pretty funny.
Yeah, me.
I mean, come on, me.
Super cool. I think it's always, no matter what, and how many teams want to make fun of the beam and so many things, the team chemistry, the morale, keep it going in that direction.
Yes.
So healthy.
No, it's been really good. It's been really fun to see the bond. And it just shows you when guys who aren't playing end up coming in and contributing. I think it's really cool. Hey, we appreciate everyone joining us tonight. We're going to be back live again Wednesday night following Kings and Rockets. Can't wait to be at Golden One Center for that game. 50 Cent will be in the building.
Ooh.
Again.
Can't wait.
Yeah. Aren't you a big 50 Cent fan?
Yeah. You can find me in the club. I'm kidding. I'm joke. That's a joke, obviously.
I just wish you could have sold that
I'll
joke.
take you to the candy shop.
Candy shop was great.
Yeah.
About 21 questions.
Girl, you can't wanna hold me down.
What's the one? Oh my god. There's a 150 Cent song that's so good I can't remember it right now. God, we sound old.
Yeah, we do.
We sound really old. Hey guys, everyone that's here late night, just do me a favor. Pretend this last minute it didn't happen.
Yeah.
We delete
We're
this
still
from your
cool.
memory. It did not happen. Hey, Kings and Rockets coming up.
Yeah.
On Wednesday night. We'll be live after the game.
Can't wait.
We love you guys so much. But we got to go.
You're all so badass for being here. Seriously. Appreciate it so much on days like this. Thank you guys. Have a good rest of your night. See ya.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know. Deuce and Mo.